Okay, so I did my analysis on Grey Gardens, made in 2009, which is a remake of an actual documentary about Edith. She's my main focus. So Edith comes from a very wealthy background. She's actually related to the Kennedys, which will be important later on. She has a lot of things wrong with her. She lives in her estate called the Grey Gardens with her daughter, and she basically forces everyone out of her life because of this mental disorder she has. She's very manipulative and self-obsessed, so she gets stuck there for basically her entire adult life with only her daughter. So because of this, I diagnosed her with narcissistic personality disorder, which is a disorder where people have problems maintaining relationships, and they're very judgmental of other people and they think they're above everyone, and they can never really do any wrong. This is specifically bad for her to be diagnosed with because she comes from a very wealthy and powerful family, and they don't want this getting out into the public. If the cousin of the president was seen as a maniac, is how they listed her in the actual newspaper, then that wouldn't be good in the public eye. And for regular people, they don't want to come out with this either because they get treated harshly. Some people don't think it's a real disorder, they just assume they're a narcissistic person, which is not always the case. Now, there's a lot of evidence saying that Edith has narcissistic personality disorder. The main thing would be the constant manipulation of her daughter. Her daughter got a offer to live in New York and work in Broadway, all this stuff she wanted, and Edith basically lied to her to come back, and she forced her to live at the Grey Gardens with her. She wasted her future, all her potential. She didn't care about her. And she's also very self-obsessed. So Edith thinks she's the greatest, music and arts performer in the world, but you can tell by watching the film that she's not that good. And to go along with this, she won't let people tell her she's bad. She'll either ignore them or kick them out of her property, which is why her whole family's gone besides Edith, because she just becomes completely unbearable. And the main movie plot is that, so the Grey Gardens, the house is completely disgusting. There's broken windows, the AC doesn't work, there's feral cats, raccoons living in it. But Edith she either doesn't acknowledge it or doesn't notice at all because she's so narcissistic. She thinks her house is beautiful. Near the climax of the movie, Jackie Kennedy comes over to once again, not let the public know about this disorder her cousin has, and she has the place cleaned up. And even when they're cleaning it up and they're giving her, health protocol and all these things because how disgusting her house is, she refuses to admit that it's gross because she thinks it's the best because it's hers, which is very narcissistic of her. For her treatment, I would just get her in a new surrounding, meet new people. That's a great start for anyone, any mental disorder. But the main treatment would be talk therapy, where she can learn how to regulate her emotions, tolerate others, and be more reflective upon herself, and really see that she has this disorder. This movie was a very accurate display of this disorder. I think it did a great job of showing what someone who has this is actually like. Movies in general are a great way to introduce people to these disorders because a lot of people don't know about them. I didn't know what narcissistic personality disorder was until I watched this. I just assumed that people were narcissistic. Overall, movies can just help people understand disorders at more of a depth. And that is it. Thank you.